In the last episode, I finally did a boss. I killed the Eye of Cthulhu and also the Goblin Invasion. I got some of my fishing bases up and running and started on some biomes. And that's what I'm going to continue on doing this episode. Probably starting with an herb farm so it can start growing. Since my jungle seeds are already growing and my crimson seeds are growing, I do need to do some waiting. I'm also farming some sand on the left here. So as I'm waiting, I'm also going to make a herb farm so that starts up. And yeah, I'm probably going to do that in the times 16 fashion again, since it's a lot of the same, and I'm sure that you don't want to watch me build a little herb farm for like hours straight. So yeah, back at it. So I just forgot to hit record, but I got the traveling merchant selling me a DPS meter and a lifeform analyzer, allowing me to combine them together with some items I already have to get the goblin tech. And I'm also only one step away from the Rec 3000, the tally counter I still need. Apart from that, I took a sonar potion and 2 crate potions, and just set fishing at my sky base. I used up all my master bait, but I did get some of the sky crates. And from the sky crates I got some swords, sadly not the horseshoe, and some lower tier bait and stuff like that. I also got the climbing gear, so I could combine 2 of them. I did get armored instead of warding, but it's fine for now, I think. And what I didn't do yet is my daily quest, so that is what I'm going to do now. It is surface jungle. I don't think my jungle is quite ready yet, but it is being it is growing currently here. And also I started a little plant farm, herb farm. I'm going to make some water here and fish, because I want to know if it does count as jungle yet or not. Because I am hearing the jungle music, but I don't think it is an actual jungle. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to record again, but this time quicker, and this time I am actually going to hit record. So I start making my little fishing area underneath the jungle, but then I decide I want to keep that part of my base free. And I also want the jungle fishing area to be closer to the surface, so I make it to my left anyway. At this point I'm still thinking that the player position matters and not the bobber position. But it's actually the bobber position which decides whether you are fishing at the surface or the underground. Or at least the top layer of water, which is your bobber position. Now, one of the reasons I want to do all the fishing quests is because the fishing accessories allow you to get a lot more crates from fishing. And once I get to hard mode, that will allow me to get the hard mode ores without having to leave the safety of a little house. Here I don't get the fish in time, that's because I'm fishing in the underground and it's a surface fish. I then go through my items a bit, look at the next quest. Seems like one I cannot do, and I'm still looking for moon glow seeds, since I haven't quite figured out yet how to get those in Skyblock. Now this episode will be a lot of fishing, since I'm just doing my fishing daily quests, and in between I continue preparing my world for the rest of the playthrough. And I'm also getting I'm also using crate potion, fishing potion and sonar potions, together with the sake and the chair for more fishing crates. And I'm doing that in the jungle because I want the staff of regrowth so I can get some more seeds from my herbs. During blood moons I always go to my blood moons farming spot, since I still don't have the money trough. It's going to take me quite a few tries before I do get the money trough. Slowly also gaining all the banners, which allows me to farm the blood moons a little bit quicker. I keep farming my sand, since I'm going to need that for both deserts and for my potions, to make glass and bottles. And now I'm just doing my daily quest in the caverns layer. I do that while I farm the mobs. Slime rain, so I stop killing slimes for a bit. And now I am moving all my stuff down to the larger part of my base. I have enough sand to almost finish my desert fishing spot. The way I do this is I place 299 blocks just above the fishing spot and then one block at a campfire distance to the left. And that way if I sit in the left chair it's a desert, if I sit in the middle chair it's a neutral biome, and if I sit in the right chair later on it'll be a snow biome. Now what blocks count towards a biome is all blocks within a campfire range or a heart lantern range, so that's what I use to measure up where I exactly want to place the blocks. I'm also sorting my chests and giving them names. It really was time to kind of sort my inventory and sort all my stuff. I'd been putting it off quite a bit, but the slime rain is a good motivator. I'm also going to put my crafting benches around the chests so I can easily craft everything. And from that point on it'll be a lot nicer to do my base maintenance. I am somewhat of a hoarder, so I do keep way too much junk. But yeah, in Terraria you have way more than enough space, so you can easily just add more chests. I do horizontal chests for new categories and vertical chests for multiple of the same chests. So weapons 1, 2, 3 will be above each other, and then all the way to the right new mats will be, with an exception here and there. Still looking for moon glows, but I wanted to get them there. I'll eventually get them once I make a surface jungle, and a herb slime will spawn which plants herbs on blocks it walks over. And a really nice thing is the herbs it plants is based on the blocks it walks over, so you can make any type of herb at a surface jungle just by having those slimes walk over different kinds of blocks. I'm making my fishing spot for the crimson. A lot of infrastructure building for fishing. Meanwhile my slime is slowly farming the banners, and I do want to go to the traveling merchant every time since I don't have the bricklayer yet, and I also don't have the cement mixer yet. And I need those for the architect's pack and then the hand of creation. Got my quest done, and I continue sorting my chests until it's morning. Let's see, is this with or without potions? This is with a crate potion, so I still want some more balloons and a lucky horseshoe. Fall damage is one of the things I'm most afraid of in this game, since I'm really not paying attention, so I want at least 2 lucky horseshoes so I can have one for my main set and one for my fishing set, since I often do forget to switch them out. And I think that is one of the most likely things to that'll cause my character to die, is fall damage, just not paying attention to what set I'm wearing and how I'm moving through my base. Continue herbing, continue doing my fishing quests. Still want some balloons and another horseshoe. I really like the rhythm of having the sonar potion and fishing potion being 8 minutes and the crate potion being 4 minutes. Just gives you something to pay a slight amount of attention to while you're fishing. But it is nice that it's not like 8 minutes and 5 minutes that you are left over with a little bit of a buff. I got my second horseshoe. Just doing some star farming. I think later on in the episode I do a star run, but I have a full inventory, so that's a little bit sad. Get more sand. And now I'm trying to get some water leaves to spawn, so I put some sand in the bottom of my base, so I can keep I can pay more attention to it. Now I'm going to try and get the balloon. This time I'm saving up my sky crates to have them all at once at the end. Of course, do my fishing quest, and now I do have the balloons. So I did some fishing, and from one of the wooden crates I finally got an aglet. And also I got another horseshoe and a balloon. So I've got some combining to do. Where it is, this is the combining thingy. So I want the... Did I open it right? Yeah. Quick boots, where are they? Here are the lightning boots. So for the next... oh, armored. That's lucky. For the next tier I do need to be able to fish in lava, which means I need health stones, so it's not going to be up for a bit. And then also I want to combine the balloon and the cloud in a bottle. So for this one, cloud in a balloon. Now I might as well make a shark run in a balloon. And quickly see what they combine into. I believe it's a triple cloud or a cloud and a horseshoe. Yeah, so it's a cloud and a horseshoe, or it's one of these triple clouds and a horseshoe. But as you can see, when you want to make the triple cloud, you can also use a single cloud with a horseshoe and 2 other clouds. So I'm just going to combine it with the horseshoe immediately so that I can be full damage immune. Now I don't want the shark run balloon. So there we go. Make sure I don't make the shark run with the horseshoe. I don't want the pink, I want the blue. And now as you see I also have one horseshoe on this set, which is warding. So I saved the warding so I can give my fishing set a warding horseshoe. Since I'm sure on my fishing set there's going to be a moment where I just walk off some edge without thinking I have my other set and die. So there we are. I also made some defense items, so I have 26 defense as my fishing guy as well. And now I need to roll the balloon into warding as well, or at least armored. And then I can continue playing the game without being afraid to fall to my death. Now that I have some more accessories, my character is starting to get to a decent power level. Do another star run. And I continue with my quests and my farming. I want to make my get a couple villages here for the desert pylon, and I do my sand fishing quest. Sand fishing quest took some time. Still taking some time, it seems. I'm just looking at the different foods I can make. Since I'm fishing now, I can constantly have medium stat improvements from food. I do want to keep that up, since in master mode your regen I think is reduced unless you have eaten food, so it's important to eat food whenever you might lose health. And it would be good to have it on constantly, I just don't think about it often enough. I'm also doing some crate fishing in the ocean, since I do need water walking boots for my terrace park boots. And I don't get them in this run. Now I have the frog gear, which I really like for the queen bee, since the jump height is really nice for the charge she does, and it allows you to kind of kill the queen bee without having to do too much movement. My tree farm is also starting to get up and running. Here I'm doing some mushroom farming, since I need the crimson powder to spawn the boss. I also need the drops from the mobs to spawn the boss. Now sadly I have crimson and not corruption, because in corruption the mobs can actually drop the armor that you get after the worm boss. However, in crimson you don't get that armor, and also in corruption you get hamburgers, which give major stat improvements, and in crimson you hardly get those. And I do this farming while I wait for my fishing quests usually. Getting some mushrooms and still waiting for the death weeds as well. They only grow during a full moon, so you really have to pay attention when you need to go to your crimson or corruption area. Now I'm just getting some more dirt so I can get some extra mud. And I want to get some jungle mobs spawning around my base, just to farm those as well. See if they drop moon glows. Okay, so slimes are falling from the sky. I pretty much have everything I need. All I want is some arrows. I have just the arrows on. Just a couple more. Let's see, do I have my bow? I have my bow here. Oh, I can actually upgrade that, so I will do that quickly. Then I am going to try and fight the slime king. So let's see, weapons. I am going to re-roll this quickly. I do have some time, since it only just started raining slimes. It's not too expensive actually. I'm also going to use it against the brain. Okay, now it's getting too expensive. So I am going to go for the next good one. Yeah, sure, rapid is fine. Let's summon this thing. Now I do want good food. I'll drink some potions, and then as the boss fight begins I'll press B again. And get the slime in here. Okay. Oh, there's a traveling merchant here. Didn't see that. This just happened. DPS meter, I think I do have that. Oh, actually I might not. I'll just buy it just in case, because that could mean... I'm sure I have the life form analyzer. That could mean that I have everything for the cell phone, maybe. Just exquisite flower. Okay. I'm going to my arena. Whoops. I have my bow. I have it on this. I have my potions active. Now, let's see. Start killing slimes. I'll actually try this out instead of the yo-yo. That's actually pretty good. Now, I do have a ridiculous amount of mana, 54. I mean armor, so I should be good against it. I don't have the best statue yet, which I would have liked, but I think it's fine. I also have a long arena, so I can just slowly run away, and every time it teleports I can just jump over him. Oh, what is this? A lucky clover. Magically delicious, do not eat. Okay, I don't want to risk it on a hardcore run. Now, it has been a while since I played Terraria, so some of these items I don't recognize anymore. Like the lucky clover foot. A tiny little sword here. So yeah, I'll just be killing slimes. Maybe I should go a little bit away from my platform just so it's easier to kill them. Just don't want to get too close to my townsfolk. I'll go to the other side so they fall off. Now when it comes to accessories, I have the lightning boots, shield of Cthulhu, frog legs so I can jump high, the armored shark-tooth necklace. I probably want the honey version of it as well and see if they stack, because it's a lot of extra damage, especially against all these quite armored mobs and bosses. I am still using a warding shackle, which I want to replace, but for now it's just 5 defense, which is nice. And a warding horseshoe balloon, which I want to replace by 3 balloons with the horseshoe. But it is basically mandatory for me to have one of these fall damage immunity items, since I am very uncareful when it comes to falling. And that's one of the things that I'm most scared about in this run, is fall damage. I have been killing a lot of slimes, so I am expecting the boss pretty soon here, I think. It's nice that all these little slimes drop mana, because... what is this? So the mana could really help me out. Blueberries. Ah, blue dyes, okay. I'll just delete some of my ores here. I am farming enough of the ores. 4 PM. Should be done soon. Now, I am happy I already did my fishing quest on this day. So I'm not wasting too much time here, but I need to wait for the next fishing quest anyway. And then once I have my fishing gear complete, I'll fish for some bass statues and some more balloons. And then I'm basically ready with all the accessories and items I want for the next boss. Next real boss, that is, which is the Brain of Cthulhu. I'm a little bit sad I didn't get corruption, because in corruption you can, I like fighting the worm, and you can also farm the hamburgers easily, and you can get the armor, shadow armor, because the normal corruption mobs drop the armor. But it's okay, I have medium food here, which is a little bit less bad, a little bit less good than the hamburgers, which give major food buff. But yeah, I should be good. I'm hoping I'm killing them fast enough that the slime spawns before it stops raining slimes. I did get this laser, of course, from the traveling merchant, and I am liking it. It has a nice pierce, which is good for the slimes. Okay, there he is. Ooh, I'm out of mana. Mana again, but I see a mana potion to my right. Or I mean a mana pickup. And I will jump over him and go back and grab all the mana thingies here. I don't want to get too far away from him, otherwise he will real quick start spam teleporting inside me. So I just want to stay close so he teleports small distances. Okay, I'll just shoot him now. And I should be good. Yeah, he's not teleporting too much when I'm this close. Okay, that did hit me, but I am still good. Didn't get stuck in his body. And that will be the second boss done with 1 minute left on my buffs, so I don't need to rebuff, which is nice. Ooh, and I'm getting some day blooms here. Whoops. Hit by slime there. I thought he was dead already. And there it is. Okay, so what is this? Shimmer. Hello? Pet. Okay, I got a new slime, I think. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't have the money trough yet, so that's a little bit painful. That's why my inventory has been a mess all this time, because I'm expecting the money trough at any time. I keep thinking I'll just tidy it up once I have that, but I keep not picking it up, so maybe I should just tidy it up for the meantime. But for now, I'm happy that I did my second boss, and I'm going to continue farming, and I'll set the speed back to times 16 for you, so you don't have to watch me postpone every boss as long as possible, so I get every tiny little bit upgrade that I can in order to not die in this hardcore World Elite Master Terraria run. And there it is. Let's quickly loot it before I leave you. And it is the slime saddle, which gives the jumping mount with the ninja gear and the solidifier, of course, which I already have because I'm on Skyblock, and the royal gel, which I don't use. So yeah, back to the grinding. Yeah, so the jungle area I built was in the underground, and the herb slimes only spawn in the surface jungle. So that's something that I didn't quite pay enough attention to here. Or well, I didn't know yet, but I'll find that out later. Just doing a lot of experimenting, since I do like to figure some stuff out myself. Continuing on with the fishing quests and the sand farming. Our next boss will of course be the brain. And I think the brain's quite a scary boss, especially in the last phase. Since if you don't pay attention, it's hard to avoid his damage. Just continuing on trying to get the Staff of Regrowth, since I really want to get my herbs going. And I also want to use the Staff of Regrowth as soon as it is a full moon or as soon as it is raining to get the death weeds or the trying to think of the name. I forgot for a second here. The desert rain herbs. I'll think of the name in a second here, probably. Now continuing on with my quests. While I'm fishing for my quests, I'm going to look up the name of that herb since it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't quite find the name in my brain. Now that it is raining, I did go to the desert and I got the let's see what it is. It is water. Oh yeah, water leaf. I got the water leaf and I got some water leaves now growing in my base. So I only need the death weeds still and the shiverthorn, and then later in the hard mode probably the underworld herb, since you can only have it grow I think on ash and you don't get ash in before hard mode in Skyblock. Here I'm just doing some more fishing for my quests, meanwhile farming the mimics. Mimics are decent gold and sometimes you get better rolls than you already have. Although I don't know if I have any more naked accessories. I do a quick eye farm here since it spawned naturally. And I feel quite comfortable now fighting the eye with the amount of armor I have. I also have some warding accessories on my fishing set, since as I said before I sometimes forget to switch armors and I don't want to instantly get one shot by every mob I come across. I do some sleeping here since I didn't really know what to do until the next fishing day. I'm also waiting for herbs and things to spawn. Another blood moon, quickly want to farm that. But then during this blood moon I get a little bit overconfident. So here you see me just farming a bit. I start checking my weapons, accessories, and I'm thinking I'm getting pretty strong for pre-hard mode. So maybe I can take one of these fishing mobs that spawns if you fish during a blood moon. Since I think before hard mode at this point I thought before hard mode they weren't too bad. So I'm contemplating and thinking. I think yeah, I guess I can do it. So I don't go into my fishing gear because I do know I don't want to decrease my armor. But I just try to fish with my normal gear here. And at first I don't get anything, so I'm thinking like, where's the enemy? Is he in the water? I don't see him. I take out my weapon. I think maybe he just spawned in a normal spawn location at the surface. So at this point I think, oh, I guess it's safe to fish during a blood moon since there's no enemy that came. And in Skyblock they might just spawn somewhere else because of the spawn conditions or something. I don't really know how they... I kind of forgot how they worked. So now I'm just catching things, and now I'm just fully relaxed and confident and thinking I'm completely fine. And then one of these mobs comes out of the water and almost kills me. I had no idea what happened. I completely panicked. So you see me click happiness here twice and then finally find the heal button on the nurse. I'm thinking, is he still there? But I go down here and the mob is gone, so I can continue farming. So I continue farming the blood moon, still don't have the money trough and still don't get it during this blood moon. It takes me quite a few extra blood moons before I do get the money trough. Once it's day, I continue on with my fishing quests. And here I'm just farming some jungle mobs to see, like, do I maybe get moon glows there. Again, it's underworld and not surface, so I won't. I'm kind of running out of things that I can think of doing before the brain, so I sleep until it's night and then I use a bloody tear to summon another blood moon to hopefully get the money trough, since my inventory is almost constantly full at this point. Yeah, and at this point I don't know a lot of things that I need to do to prepare for the brain, so I'm just trying to optimize every little thing I can because I'm really afraid of the brain. And here I think maybe I need cavern jungle to get the moonglow seeds, so I make another farm. And I make it out of spawn radius of the area above, so I don't get any mobs spawning there. First make the little killing box, make a safe way up. And make sure that any vertical wall goes all the way up until it meets something or that it is well outside of spawn radius. And I have another little caverns farm here. All I need to do now is make this a jungle biome and make the spawn surface jungle as well. Once it's night, I do another blood moon because I really want the money trough. This is kind of my rhythm at this time in the game, just farming blood moons until I have the money trough, which I get finally in this blood moon, so I can start tidying up my inventory a bit, and I don't need to do all these blood moons anymore. Continue with the fishing quests, of course, and then once I've done that, I continue with the caverns jungle farm. I'm seeing if the spawns are good and if the mobs are behaving and not going through any walls. And then I start building the area where the jungle plants will be. This will also be for jungle hearts later on, and chlorophyte will spawn here on the jungle mud. And I'll also have some Plantera bulbs maybe spawn here, but I probably will try to stop that because I want the Plantera bulbs to spawn in my base, so I can easily go to my arena to fight Plantera. And I'm also hoping that Moonglow will spawn here, but it doesn't, since in Skyblock you need the herb slime for that. I really have tried this for many hours, but Moonglow really doesn't spawn here naturally. I tried different heights even, yeah, it all didn't work. I'm just farming some jungle mobs. And mobs in my base. Doing my daily quest. This is kind of the rhythm at this point. A lot of fishing. Again, trying to get the Staff of Regrowth, which I still don't have after 3 times 8 minutes of fishing with potions. And at this point I'm also repeating the same thing so often that I think I should just fight the boss at this point. I googled there if what determines whether you're on the surface or in the underground, And that's when I've realized it was the surface of the water that determines whether you're in the underground or surface, and not the player position. And because it's a lightning storm here, I'm really scared because I think the lightning might one-shot me. It looks really scary. So I try to not go too high, but I do want to do my daily quest, so I'm doing this really careful and keep like 2 layers of wall above me. Yeah, this was quite a scary night to do this because of all the lightning around me, but then I started to figure out that the lightning was hitting the trees as long as they were higher than I was, so that kind of gave me some assurance. I still don't have the Staff of Regrowth. So yeah, wood is my new block material, since you can farm that really quickly with the trees. Just looking at all the fishing accessories, which ones I want and which ones I need to combine. Rolling them for warding, since I don't want to accidentally die in my fishing gear. I'm doing some sand farming, and I think pretty soon here I'll be doing the boss. Starting to craft potions for the boss. I do need to have fish potions as well, because I want the damage reduction potion, endurance potion from the armored cave fish that you fish in the neutral caverns layer. I also want the extra summon that you get from the potion of the fish of the jungle. And I want the rage potion from the crimson, which gives you extra crit. So that's another reason why fishing is really important in Terraria, because the potions add quite a bit of strength to your character. Doing some jungle farming here. Just waiting for my fishing quests. And also seeing if I get moon glows here, since the sooner you get your herbs going, the sooner they'll multiply and the easier it'll be to have potions later on. Man eaters are a little bit annoying, but once I get the banner, I'm not too afraid of them, and I can just run into them with the sword. For now, I'm still using the lightning gun. Still need the building set from the traveling merchant. I won't be getting that for a long time in this run. Now I'm trying to fish up a bass statue, since that adds a couple armor, which is really important, since every point of armor is more valuable than the last. So every little gain I'll take. I'm also hoping to get the sandstorm in a bottle at some point, since I get triple jump from that. Once I also have a snow biome for the blizzard in a bottle. Now I'm getting ice bombs from the demolitionist at night, which allows me to get ice from throwing the ice bombs in water. And this will allow me to get the ice biome going, also for the fishing quest and also for the blizzard in a bottle for the triple jump. And once I have this biome up and running, I pretty much have nothing more to do before the brain. I had to do my fishing quest at the surface, so I quickly needed to refill my pool that I just emptied from the ice blocks. And again, I place 299 ice blocks just next to me here, and then one ice block just outside of the range, so that the different chairs give me different biomes. I measure the range with my heart lantern there. I'm really trying to think if there's any more upgrades I can get before the brain. So I don't want to die, since I put so much time into this run already. I just farm the eye at first, a little bit careful, but then I notice it cannot do damage to me anymore with the amount of armor I have. So I just grapple myself to a block and get it from there. I did that mainly for fun. It gives a little bit of money, but yeah, mainly just to see how strong my character is now. I'm getting some good buffs, food buffs. Traveling merchant. Getting quest. This is kind of the rhythm of the game at this point. Don't get the blizzard and the sandstorm in a bottle yet. Again, trying to get moon glow, but don't get it. And here, what am I doing? I think I'm making another fishing pool so I can fish at my farming base. Yeah, I want to fish at my caverns jungle so I can farm my caverns jungle and fish at the same time, since I still need the stuff of regrowth. And I finally get the endless water buckets, so filling up pools goes a lot quicker now. Really getting tired of having to keep left click down for so long every time. Checking for mushrooms and then farming some of the mobs. Now at this point you don't see the spiders because my shaft is 3 wide. It should be 4 wide for the spiders. I correct that quite late, since I don't even realize that there are spiders at this point. Ah yeah, here I correct it and make it 4 wide. Now I also start getting the spiders. I realize the sand isn't really giving me the water leaves I want, so I get rid of it. Now I start building the brain arena. So the brain is the corruption boss, and it needs to be in the corruption at all times. I think either it despawns or it enrages if it goes outside of the crimson. So what I'll do is I'll make a floor of crimson and 2 walls, and I use a bass statue to measure out which blocks are in range of it being a biome. And then that way the arena will be, the entire arena will be the crimson biome. I put a ceiling on it in case, because I thought the brain at the last phase turns the world around and you fall on the ceiling. So I have a solid ceiling, and I'll also use the ceiling to make sure that I cannot go outside the crimson biome accidentally. And again, I use the bass statue to measure where I want the ceiling and where I want the blocks. I need more dirt to create the crimson biome, so I do some more dirt farming, but I do use the grave digger shovel that I now made in the graveyard, since it goes 10 times quicker. And now that I have a graveyard biome anyway, I might as well use it. And also from the graveyard biome in the hard mode you can get the corruption ores in the crimson world from the dryad if you place her there, and you get a torch that negates the villager peaceful effect, so you get more mob spawns in your farms even if you have villagers there. And I do check the angler way too often for my daily quests, just because, I don't know, it's addicting, those daily quests, and I really don't want to miss a single one. So I check like 3 times a day, even though you can only do 1 quest a day. Again, trying to get the Staff of Regrowth, and I think this time I do finally get it. And I am saving up the jungle crates for the end. And once I open it, I finally have the Staff of Regrowth, so my herbs will start multiplying really quickly now. Since you get a lot more seeds from every herb if you harvest them with the Staff of Regrowth. I'm making some more room for all the herbs I'm going to get. Checking for any other herbs on the desert, the ice biome and the crimson. I somehow didn't think of buying acorns from the dryad, so I just kept multiplying them through the trees, but I could also just have bought a bunch of acorns as soon as I had the dryad, do 1 big harvest of trees. In the middle of the arena I'm making a spot for the dryad, so I get extra armor during the fight, and the nurse, because I like to heal during the fight. So the Dryad gives a AoE armor buff as soon as enemies are close. I also put all my buff statues and lanterns and things in the middle, and because I used the best statue to measure the area of my arena, I know that they will all be in range if I just place one in the middle. Now I'm placing dirt along the bottom and sides, because you can turn dirt into grass and then grass into corruption, or crimson. And along the top of the dirt I will place a row of wood, so that I don't get crimson mobs spawning in my arena. That just makes getting around in my arena a little bit easier. Now while I'm building the arena, it's also nice to have NPCs inside the arena, so you have decreased mob spawns. It just makes building an arena easier. I'm replacing everything else with wood, since wood cannot be corrupted. I don't want to accidentally have my arena corrupt outside of the arena. Then I'm starting to make everything grass. I get a slice of bread, which increases the range of crafting tables. I get that from the sort of underground traveling merchant guy. And now I craft some powder, crimson powder. Do my daily quest, of course, and then once I have the crimson powder I can turn my arena to crimson. This is the layer of wood I'm placing to prevent the crimson mobs. Now I can turn my arena into crimson, and then it's ready for the brain fight. Fit in one last extra daily quest. And craft all the potions I can think of. And then I'm ready for the fight. So I finished making an arena here, where along the sides I have crimson. I basically transformed dirt into crimson. And it should all be just about in range of like the biome range. So where I'm standing now, both sides will count towards the biome. If I go all the way to the roof, which will happen with the Brain of Cthulhu, then these sides should still be just about in range. I might actually make a slightly lower roof to make sure that the brain doesn't despawn when he gets into his last phase, since it does seem to turn into jungle there. Yeah, I'll just make a small wall there. Now I wanted to wait until I had the grass blade, but it's taking a long time for my caverns jungle to grow. And then once I have a caverns jungle, then the spores will start spawning there, which will take even more time. So I've decided to just give it a try now with the potions that I have. I also don't have all the herbs yet. So I'm going in this not entirely as prepared as I wish I would have been, but it should be fine, I think. I am only on master mode, which means the bosses don't do too much damage, and I think with the amount of armor I have, I should be fine. I have the best statue and also the dryad in the arena for some extra armor. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a try. Also see if he doesn't despawn, because if he does despawn, I'll just change up the arena a bit. There's still some grass that needs growing, so yeah, there's some improvements that can be done, but I don't think it will be needed here. So yeah, I have my jester arrows, I have all my buffs, and let's see if he spawns, and then as soon as he spawns, I will buff up and try to kill him. So I'll equip my bow. And also my teleport home should be far enough away that he despawns if something goes wrong. I'm not entirely sure, so it is kind of scary, this try. Okay, so it worked. I'm buffing up. I'm going to try to move as little as possible, because on this boss, bad movement really is really punishing. So only move when I think I need to move. Especially since he teleports around, I don't want to accidentally jump into him. Okay, so he's starting to teleport faster, and this is the second phase. So just very calmly going to move away from the real brain. That way I don't accidentally move into him. There, I got the wrong one. Okay, so I'm not sure which is the real one. I have to move the other way. Other side. Okay, small movements is key in this boss. That way I can keep moving him away from me instead of towards me. Keep doing small movements. Oh, that's the wrong way. Wrong way again. Okay, he's starting to hurt real bad. I'm just going to start dashing. Hopefully I hit him if he gets too close. And dashing the other side. He is very low health. I would like to swap arrows, but I think that's a little bit too scary to do during the fight. Just gonna keep dashing, that way if he does move towards me, I just bounce off of him. Okay, just keep moving, keep moving. Should maybe aim up a little bit so that if the brain is to my top left, I do get some arrows in. Okay. Oh, I'm wasting so many stars here. I should really use a different weapon. Maybe I can just, for a second, use this one until my mana is empty. 140, okay, empty mana. Let's go back to the arrows. Keep dashing, keep dashing, keep dashing. Oh, that is bad, that is bad. Okay, I think I've got him here. Only 7 more health, so as soon as I get one hit in, there it is. Brain of Cthulhu down. So that's some more progression in the game, especially because I get this, so I can make the next armor. Might need more, which sucks a little bit. Oh, and I get cursed blue tiled wall. So this is how I will spawn the dungeon monsters. I also looked at how I can spawn the dungeon guardian, and that is that you have to place some blue walls above ground, so at the surface, and then that's where the old man will spawn and later the cultist. Awesome. And I get my Brain of Confusion, which gives me some dodge chance. And I think that's really strong in the harder modes, because enemies do large hits, and if you dodge one of those hits, it does matter quite a bit. So yeah, I'm going to go back to farming, and I hope you enjoyed this second progression boss. So in this third episode I did a lot of fishing. So I did my angler quests, meanwhile I kept farming sand. I also got the slime to spawn, which was the second boss fight I did in this run. And I just fought him mainly at the arena and then slowly ran to the left. I farmed some Eye of Cthulhu's, which I now have enough armor that I can just stand still. And I've started a little cavern, underground caverns jungle, where I can get some, hopefully, jungle spores for the blade of grass, the sword. I also started farming crimson a little bit, and I've made an arena for the crimson boss, and finally I killed the Brain of Cthulhu, the second progression boss in this series, since for the Slime King doesn't give you any progression in Skyblock. So I hope, I kind of hope no one actually watched this, since it's way too long, and I would feel quite bad for how long I make these videos, but if anyone did and enjoyed it, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy playing Terraria as much as I do.